This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Good evening. Welcome to a very special edition of Out of England. This is literally from the streets of central London. We're coming to you from Piccadilly Circus. It's a very stormy, windy, rainy and a typical London evening, which is cold, dark, gloomy and grey. But then there is some cheer here, a little candlelight that is glowing in this dark, and that perhaps is an indication that there is some little effort that is going on to protect, to serve and to reach out to those women who at the moment would be watching on their television sets, would probably relate to this, who come here, Indian women who come here to the UK on dependent visas and suffer some sort of an abuse or some sort of a discretion in behavior from the husband. I have with me Poonam Joshi, who heads this group called Indian Ladies in UK. A group which has become really popular in the last 1.5 years. And just to refresh your memory, this is that group of women who reached out to Mr. Narendra Modi, who was here in November 2015 to hand him a crochet blanket again on a women's issue. Introduce yourself to me, please.
Hi, I'm Gauri Herekar.
Gauri Herekar, okay. And you?
Hi, I'm Lumbini Bafna.
Lumbini Bafna, Poonam and Gauri. So they have decided to spend the entire night here on the streets of Piccadilly Circus. And why are you doing this?
We are doing this to show the plight of women who come to the UK on sponsorship visas by their husbands and who suffer abuse, and in case they are thrown out by their husbands, they get no help from the authorities, because on their visas it's written no recourse to public funds, which means they get no help from any kind of refuge or social services which could provide them immediate housing or any kind of other help.
Any finances at this moment. But why are you doing this form of a demonstration, may I ask? Because at a time and age when all of us sought to social media to send out a message, to put videos out which get viral, why are you here on a cold, dark evening to spend the whole night?
This is the ground reality, and we want to raise more awareness, and Indian Ladies in UK has given us this platform and chance, to make an aware people. This is what happens with Indian women when they come here on settlement visa or for any visa purpose. They come here with their spouse and they suffer enormous abuse by their partner, husband, in-laws, relatives, and indirectly state as well, because the state is not helping them because they are Indian, they are on dependent visa. So this is absolutely unacceptable.
And you're hoping that that more is being done so that there is some tangible help on the ground. I'm going to show you this little placard. It says "Sleeping Rough for a Cause." They're trying to raise awareness to be able to collect some money, maybe to help somebody support travel costs. Maybe it can help somebody buy some food, some better jacket to protect themselves from the cold. What brings you here? And have you had in your immediate circle seen any of your friends or your extended family members suffer this kind of domestic abuse, violence, who have just travelled from India?
It's funny that you asked me. I met an old friend today for dinner for coming here, and she told me she has suffered abuse. Like her partner used to hit her, and used to be on purpose in places where it won't leave a mark. And when she said, "I'm going to go to the police," and he used to say to her, "But you don't have a mark to show." That's what it is. The police needs a scar to see a proof of domestic violence. They don't support you otherwise.
Right. So we are talking of women specifically who travel from India with, of course, great hopes of marriage and a relationship and a family, come here on dependent visas. Most of them have a good life. Many others do complain of not such a great life because they have to do their own chores within the house, of not having a maid, and these more superficial complaints. But then we are talking of serious level of abuse and violence which is increasingly becoming so notorious, which UK is becoming notorious for, where women have on their visa as people of Indian origin no recourse to public funds, and that's something I want to elaborate upon. She said that the police here, when you reach, of course there's help, and for anybody who may be watching this, who may be scared, who may be worried, Poonam, on why should I do this, what if, what would you tell them?
First of all, I would like to say that women who come here are not educated enough to know that although they are on a visa, they have equal rights to pick up the phone and call the police in case there is an emergency. There is a general,
Fear.
thinking or fear that, oh, just because I'm on visa, I can't pick up the phone and call the police. So they think that they don't even have a basic right as to even reach out to the police. But the funny side is when you call the police and the education among the police department about domestic violence or any kind of abuse that takes place.
Sorry, just as we keep talking, if I could request a little pan so we can see a little bit more of Piccadilly Circus, of how observers are looking at whatever is happening here by this group of Indian women in the UK. Yes. So the police a little indifferent?
Well, they are, first of all, they are completely unaware of, the problems that these women are facing. It's very new to them. They don't have much knowledge about how the visa thing works. When you say, I'm on visa, they're like, what is visa? What kind of visa? How does it work? And then obviously police has its own limitation as well, because they are not in a position to provide someone housing or money, etc. Their job is to catch a criminal if somebody reports anybody. And now even to catch a criminal, there are so many loopholes. The police first thing asks is, okay, you are coming and saying you are a victim of domestic violence. Can you show us some bruises, pictures or any text messages or anything that proves that you have actually been a victim? Now these women who have suffered years of abuse, mental harassment, trauma and bullying and controlling by their husbands, sometimes they don't have those kind of scars that they can actually show, and which is
These are much deeper scars.
Much deeper scars which are not visible.
So there are several loopholes here indeed, but the first and the important point to note is that for any of you watching this, I reiterate, there is help. All you have to do is ask. You can reach the police, you can reach out to friends, you can walk to your local GP, talk to them about it. You can reach out to groups such as this one. It's called Indian Ladies in UK again, very visible on Facebook and other social media platforms. Ask for help and then things follow. It may not be very pleasant indeed, but then it perhaps is not as bitter as suffering abuse at home within walls. Thank you, ladies, for doing this. It means a lot to all other women who travel here on dependent visas, because you are representing them, and they in a sense are reflecting what happens to women who suffer domestic violence, who unfortunately end up coming on to the streets. Thank you. Good night from Piccadilly Circus. Good evening. We're coming to you from Piccadilly Circus in central London. Out of England today focuses on several thousands of Indian women who travel to the United Kingdom on dependent visas, on spouse visas, to come here with big hopes of starting a new family, of spending time with their husbands, of seeing a new country, living a life in this country, experiencing the culture, and so on and so forth. But not all of them are lucky to have a good life. Many suffer some level of abuse. It could either be physical abuse or verbal abuse or mental trauma. And as part of a demonstration that's going on here in Piccadilly Circus by Indian ladies in the United Kingdom, these are some women. Two of them are victims of domestic violence, domestic abuse. One of them who's also approached the police. We'll hear personal stories. And two other women who have a happy life, but who are here to support those who are in need. So what brings you here?
Well, every time when I lie in my bed and say, how comfortable am I? And think about these other women, my heart really goes out to them. And I really want to support this cause. And that's the reason I'm here. I know the weather is not with us, but that doesn't deter us at all.
Thank you. Thank you, I will say, for doing this and being the voice. I want to go across to you. We will not reveal her name or her identity for reasons of sensitivity. Tell us your story.
Actually, I started from 2 years back. So my husband was very fine till 2 years before. So
When did you come here? Sorry, you'll have to be loud.
Yeah, I came here in 2011. So from the 2011 till 2014, I was very fine, and I had applied for every sorts of visas like ILR and all. Then later, I was given a mental torture by my husband because I don't have kids. So they started giving me a mental torture, and I've even ended up in a mental hospital as well.
Oh dear.
So sorry. I recently been back from the mental hospital now. So it's because of the depression, because of my husband. He had left me suddenly on the day of arrival. I was left abandoned in my home. I didn't have anything at the home, like no heaters, nothing, no hot water in the severe cold weather. But I still somehow survived over here for 1 week. Then later I ended up in a mental hospital, which I was like tortured because of my husband. No food, nothing. I was just given some amount of money to buy the food from outside. But being in Islamic way, I didn't went outside my house. And I tried I got the support from the Indian ladies in UK. Then through which I got food, I got some hope from here so that I could survive.
I'm sorry to hear what has happened, but it is just so heartening to see both of you come here on this cold night because you don't want people to go through what you did. Tell us about you. What is your story?
I came here in 2011 after I married here, and my husband is a British passport holder. After nearly 5 years, he left me in India without my old travel documents and without my kids even. After my marriage, I've been first time to India. I had planned to give my parents a surprise, but he was, from beginning it was alright, but after that family interfered and there is so many problems, and he was torturing me mentally, physically, verbally. He wants me to control. He doesn't want me to go to the work, doesn't want me to give the money to, he give me the money, but he just give me the card so he can check online where am I spending the money.
Right.
And he doesn't want me to involve even friends and family. Just look after the house, stay in the house. And if I ask him, will you show me your credit card and details, let me check. He doesn't want to show me, and he was hiding so many things. And after all these things, and after I realized, I checked, and after I joined here in Indian ladies in UK, and they helped me from India to get me here. They helped me to get my visa, my passport.
I want to talk a little bit about the Indian High Commission, which is here, which has a cell which works to which is supposedly to work to protect women and their rights here. However, their resources, as experts have told us, is very limited. All they can do is perhaps sponsor one-way ticket back to India. But that clearly is not the solution. When a woman comes here, she comes here with her own rights. I have a lot of men who are onlookers, who are looking at just what's going on here in Piccadilly Circus. Gentlemen, I just want to get a little comment from you.
Well, such kind of activities, if they are happening, then obviously Indian High Commission and Indian society who's living over here for, I think, centuries, and since the British rule has been there in India. So they should take action against it.
Take action? Are you saying go out there, make a complaint, get help?
Well, I think that's already happening, but results should be there. It should be result oriented.
Do you have a partner? Do you have a wife?
No, I don't have a wife, but
take good care of her when you get one. Okay, that was an Indian man, of course, an onlooker who was curious. There are many like them who are very, very curious, getting all interested in the cause, supporting the cause, donating to be able to support financially, and so many other things. So I was talking to you about the High Commission Women's Cell, which has limited resources. The demand that these women are making through this demonstration is that let there be help which is tangible, which can indeed mean something to the victim at the end of the story. Hopefully it will be a happy ending, but then let it be help which is tangible in terms of finances, in terms of housing. It doesn't have to mean that the woman has to pack her bags and go back to India. She should be able to continue to live here in this country in her true right, and to be able to support herself, fetch for herself, and perhaps even her children if she has them. Thank you very much. More power to you, to this entire group which is doing some terrific work on this issue of domestic violence. If any of you want to reach out to them, write to us. ooe@ndtv.com is where you write to. If you have messages to pour in, do that. And if you feel you somehow fit a story similar to theirs. Don't wait any longer. You have help. Just go ask for it. Thank you very much.